My people, it's about that time.
Like a boss.
Live from the USA, hoping you get paid every day. This is the boss of Bitcoin, the Cristo of crypto. It's your boy BK. And if you don't like me, you must not like money. Thank you for joining me, everybody. Today we will be answering the question, is Ethereum dead? What is going on with the price action right now? And most importantly, how can you profit as a result of the greatest transformation of wealth in the history of humanity? So if this is your first time tuning in, congratulations, baby. You are now rocking with the best. My name is BK, also known as the Crypto Trader, and I'm the boss of these charts, as you will soon find out. Every day I grace this microphone with my voice is another day you get to profit as a result, and today is no exception. So if you haven't done it already, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe. My goal is to help as many people make as much money as possible when it comes to trading Bitcoin, and this is one of the ways we do it. We give away free BTC, FREE BTC, every single Friday. That means you got 2 more days after this video. All you need to do is leave a comment on my video. You could just shout out your city. Let me know where you're watching this video from, and you will be automatically entered to win a new winner every single Friday. So ain't nothing to it but to do it. Let's go ahead and make this money. So this is Crypto Bubbles. This shows the top performing coins in the market. We go 1 to 100. We know Ethereum is the number 2 cap coin. It's had a big struggle as of late. You can see the green represents the growth, and the size of the bubble is how much it grew. Ethereum is, where is Ethereum at? ETH. I see EOS. EOS ain't done nothing in like 2 years. Crazy. They raised $1 billion on their ICO. I need to do a video on them. Somebody need to go to jail. They sending people to jail. Somebody from EOS. Where did the money go? There go Ethereum right there. Negative 13.7%. It's not the worst in the top 100, but it's far from being the best. I think this tells a more compelling story right here. As you see, number 2 on the year, down 35%. On the month, down 13%. If we wanted to recategorize those, you see that lands it right there at number 6. So there's only 5 other coins in the top 100 that underperformed Ethereum this month when it comes to its relative performance to BTC. I wanted to show some relevant news articles. I know I always do the charts and show you guys that, but I think it's some things happening behind the scenes that you just want to be cognizant of. This is one of them. Ethereum price forecast, well spotted, buying $300 million of Ethereum as the new Federal Reserve meeting kicks off. So this is like the latest gamble on Wall Street. Like, when the Fed lowers the rate, first of all, are they going to lower it 0.25 or 0.5? This is like I've seen so many articles. Are they hawkish or are they dovish? Like, this is how the system works to keep people in a perpetual state of disinformation. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter, because we know the value of the currency that we're working in has been debased, debunked, and devalued for the better part of I don't know, 100 years. So it's just comical, I think, that people still pay attention to what's going to happen next. But one thing we do know is when they do cut the interest rate, interest is lowered on the money. Money gets less expensive and is then usually able to flow more freely. This is usually through speculative investments, i.e. real estate, i.e. commodities, i.e. blockchain. And this is one of the latest articles right here. Well spotted, buying $300 million worth of Ethereum in just a few clicks of their button. The chart above depicts how Ethereum Wells acquired 43,000 ETH on the 15th and 81,000 on the 16th for a total amount of 120,000 within a 24-hour period. This is why I scoff at people when they say blockchain doesn't have a future. Like, you have people that are spending $300 million liquid right now today. Are they buying it to lose money over the next 10 years? Well, chances are absolutely not, as it will be told. These are some of the wealthiest investors in the world, and 300 million isn't anything to laugh at, but as you can see, it's still not enough to even make a dent in the downside. So I think that's the interesting thing. It's like when someone buys $300 million worth, you have to remember that on the other side, somebody else sold $300 million worth. So it's just the interesting economies of scale that's happening right now with regards to all the new technologies being built. This is one talking about a new product that they have. First Nero, it's on Ethereum. It surges 886% on Binance. So you have an ERC20 token up almost 1,000%. They say it's the Pepe 2.0. Meme coin has 100x potential. I don't talk too much about meme coins. I think they're more speculative than the assets themselves. But this is one I think it's like you want to see, like Ethereum has built this derivative economy called the ERC20 network. So you want to see coins on that network make money if the overlying network itself is going to have longevity and viability in the future. For example, the American dollar has value that has been supplemented and distributed by the major debit card and credit card platforms, i.e. Discover, American Express, Visa, and MasterCard, right? Those four companies in themselves probably dissipate 95% of the peer-to-peer transactions in the American economy, especially when you're talking about a digital transaction. Now, this is actually where you're starting to get an XRP and what XRP was built to do, and then you start getting into maybe Solana and what they're talking about doing with 100 million transactions a day. It's just a different technology, a different utilization, but I think without those companies, as I mentioned, American Express, Visa, Discover, MasterCard, the American dollar doesn't have any value. And if it does, it's definitely not, what is it, 16 trillion a year? Like, how much do people even spend on American money? It's crazy. What is the American GDP? I think it's like, I guess 16 trillion. Let's see. Come on. I should know this number. It's showing the growth. I want the net. Where is it? I got that one chart. USA. Maybe I'll do that. There it goes. It's like that one chart with all the red. This is showing the percent. America's 32%. There it goes. I said 16 trillion. I wasn't far off. 20 trillion. Right there. Boom, boom. That was back in 2018. We had 20 trillion. So right now we're probably up to, I would say, 25 trillion, plus or minus. For the record, the entire crypto economy right now is about 2 trillion. And that's over the course of 10 years, right? There it goes right there, 2.09 trillion. Bitcoin's price relative to that has a dominance of 57%. So Bitcoin has absorbed a lot of the free money in the cryptoverse, and as a result, Bitcoin's price has inflated a little bit. Everything else's price has deflated, but that's why we look for these opportunities. Now, I'm not saying go out, and get a second mortgage on your house and bet it on Ethereum to the up, because the boss method preaches otherwise, but I am saying that there is some viability in the future of this asset. Now, just as earlier I said EOS was $1 billion on their ICO, but now is one of the worst coins in the market, Ethereum could very well be on that track. It could just be one massive pump and dump. Vitalik and the rest of the countries got rich while, the regular day people coming in buying Ethereum at $4,000, they're the ones holding the bag right now. So it's interesting. I think they do have some technical difficulties with regards to their economy, as there is a limitless cap on the amount of Ethereum that can be produced. And this is what they talk about in this article. This was published back earlier this summer, 2024, and they say Fidelity noted that Ethereum network experienced its highest period of inflation in the second quarter. And the Ethereum blockchain experienced the highest period of inflation in the last quarter, with about 110,000 Ether added to the total supply. And so essentially, that's kind of the catch-22, is like, okay, this person just bought like 120,000 Ether. Is that Vitalik just buying back the Ether that was produced so he could try to save the price to encourage more speculation into the asset? You kind of have this game theory to where, you know, it's in their best interest to save the market, but I think it's too far gone, too far down, and probably that's just some whales speculating for the future with a bunch of money to burn. Probably a country, you know, you look at China. China owns the blockchain as far as market dominance is concerned, and so it could easily be somebody like China to say, we don't even need this money. We're not going to miss $300 million over the next 5-10 years. Let's just start buying this stuff up. We just saw San Salvador earlier today declared its financial independence, which is incredible. I'm going to do another video just on this, but El Salvador is essentially debt-free and living free and clear on Bitcoin. They started buying Bitcoin 3 years ago. I think the price was around 10, 12, 15,000. So everything that they've bought has essentially doubled, at least, you know, depending on when they bought it and the price they bought it. So it's very, very, very interesting to see. They also have Ethereum ETFs that haven't been faring too well. I think this is just probably suppress the price, push the price down even more, because now you have more speculation to the downside. People forget when you have electronic traded funds, people can bet on the up or they can bet on the down. And so when you go down, you get hit twice as hard because you got people pushing you down with derivatives. So it's very, very interesting. They said Ether is currently trading about 67% above its so-called realized price, which was $2,000 towards the end of the second quarter. Keep in mind, today's price is $2,300. So they were saying it was only valued at $2,000 3 or 4 months ago. So if that's the case, we still might need to drop to probably $16,000, $17,000 just to balance that scale out, if it is indeed accurate. And oh, by the way, guys, if you make it in this far in the video, I certainly do appreciate each and every single one of you. Can you please hit that thumbs up button if you haven't done it already? It does a great deal to pay it forward and help YouTube recommend this video for more people. Again, my name is Brandon Kelly. I've changed my life learning how to trade Bitcoin, and I just want to help other people get the same information that I've been afforded to obtain. So this is the chart that we have. This is the boss method that we use. It's 3 simple moving averages, a fast, a slow, and a long. And as we can see, this is measuring Bitcoin per iota unit time. This is the beginning of 2023. Ethereum is down from its local top right there about 47%. That is a lot. Essentially, when we have this intersection, this is like our death cross right here. When that blue crosses into that gray, very, very rarely does the chart break out and go up, especially when the market confirms. You can see it bottomed out right here, had a local top to come and reconfirm that price and sold off again. That's when you want to get out. Like if you didn't get the red flag signal, like when that floor is broken through and then reconfirmed as a ceiling, short it, because it's getting pulled under. It's quicksand. That is the dead cat bounce of all bounces right there, right? But it's like if you were in the market right there, like you could have made some money. Everybody think, oh, Ethereum back and back, bam. Nope. Try again. Thank you. Come again. And, you know, it's still down 47%. So this thing really isn't even close to having a turnaround. It's almost like Bitcoin, to where, except it's a lot worse because we're underwater while we're doing it. We're making these lower lows and lower local highs. So it's got a lot of work to do. I think one of the articles started to catch on it, basically saying that there is no cap on the inflation. So essentially, we could be watching another fiat currency be created. Like Ethereum could just say, oh, we're following the Federal Reserve fiat model, where we just keep printing infinite utility, and the utility such said derived within each square unit approaches zero. If you're not familiar with the inflation, since I believe the Federal Reserve was created in 1916, it's quite disturbing. So I remember in my lifetime, and I'm just a young 39 years old, I remember going to the store, and actually you had a birthday, and you open your birthday card, and your grandma give you like $5. You know what I'm saying? Or if you was turning like 10, you would get like $10. And that was amazing because you could go to the store and get anything you wanted. Like you get 4 bags of chips for $1 back in the day, right? This is essentially the situation we have now, to where $1 in 1913 is all of about 2.5 cents. And it's gotten a lot worse since the mid 70s, since Nixon nixed the dollar and created the Bretton Woods Agreement, which essentially was the frog in boiling water, went on from World War II all the way through an entire generation, 30 years, weaned an entire society off of a currency that was based in gold and silver, and introduced them to a currency that was based in their willingness to accept it as so, right? And this is what I tell you about this whole reality. The minute you change your mind is the minute you change your worth, the minute you change your value, the minute you change your perception, the minute you have a different connotation of what you perceive to be valuable is the minute you increase or decrease your relative position accordingly. Right, I tell people all the time. It's like I stopped keeping up with the Kardashians back in 2012. You know, and that's the time I started making money. You know, it's people every day that can tell you how many 3-pointers LeBron shot in his last game. What's Steph Curry's field goal percentage of all time? How many more points do LeBron got over Kareem? You know, why is that relevant when that's paying them? It's like attention, ION. An ion is an energy source. Therefore, anything ending with the word ion might as well equate that to some relative form of energy in our reality. And attention is one of the most important ones. Intuition, fruition, determination, perspiration. Like all of these words have their own magnetic attraction with regards to their individual deliverance. But attention, if you pay attention to it, then it exists. The minute we stop paying attention to the distractions around us, guess what? The power of those distractions diminish, right? And if you go back to Hunger Games, like just go back and watch the movie. The opening scene when they're sitting in that field and the guy was talking to the girl and he just looked at her and he was like, what happens if we all stop watching? You know, like what power do they have if we just choose to change our mind, right? But he was the only one, and he was out there in a green pasture by himself. Everybody else was watching the Hunger Games. You know, it's amazing the correlation between some of these quote fiction stories and the reality that we share in this paradigm. Long story short, it's a lot happening behind the scenes. But the minute you change your values is the moment you change your worth. I've transferred my attention to that which is blockchain technology. And now my mission, my goal is to help the world empower themselves with the knowledge I've been afforded to provide. And that's my mission. That's my journey. This is my message. Ethereum is one of the greatest coins in the world, or was one of the greatest coins in the world. It is not a good buy at this moment. The boss method has been net negative for the better part of a year now. And just following this methodology, you would have saved 40% Bitcoin, but more importantly, you would have gained about 2 years, 18 solid months in the market. So it's like a casino. It's like you got to put your money on the table when that dealer is hot. If it ain't paying, it ain't staying. And this damn sure ain't no soup kitchen. So Ethereum, you know, ain't no charities, bro. You got to put some money up, and this ain't it. Lower lows ain't it. Net negative ain't it. You know, fiat-based utility coin, ain't it? Now, it's good to see some coins, you know, on there that could jump and make some money. You know, 800% in a week on Binance, that ain't no joke. But, you know, it's a lot happening behind the scenes. I think countries are starting to maybe buy this asset to start to save the price. But it's too little too late. This thing is net negative and probably needs at least 3 months to bottom out. Maybe by the end of 2025 with a strong altcoin market. The good thing about it, because it has so many coins tied to it, it is a large vehicle to accumulate wealth. As you can see, like when it runs, it runs. It leads the market. It leads the world. And it's done that time and time and time again. But as you can see, when it sells off, it's bad because now all these other coins that are anchoring some of their value in Ethereum, they like, oh, we got to get out of here too. Let's go grab this Solana. You know what I'm saying? So there you go. New economies of scale. The Hunger Games are in full effect. So without further ado, thank you for joining me. With that being said, everybody, it's that time of the day. Signing out. Boss. Boy BK, no matter where you stay, Brazil to Bay, California, all the way back out through Germany. Good night, good morning, and good day. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for your time. Hit that thumbs up button for a player one time. Do that for me if you appreciate mine. Till we meet again, stay cryptic, y'all. Peace.
Like a boss.
Huh. Arms.